Do penguins have powers? Welcome back to Shelby on Safari, the place where I, a wild animal biologist and lover of pop culture, often combine my passions into one. Today, I'm going to introduce you to 3 amazing superpowers that penguins have. So you ready? Join the safari and let's get started. First up is bubble power. When emperor penguins swim, they leave a stream of bubbles behind them, literally telling predators to eat my bubbles. Because of their minuscule feather filaments, they can trap air under their feathers. Then when the emperor penguin fluffs these tiny feathers under the water, bubbles are then released that reduce the density of water surrounding them, acting like a lubricant to reduce drag. It's almost like a real-life Pokemon move of Bubble Beam. Next up is the power of poo. That's right. Might I introduce you to the word guano, which is a fancy word for poo. Well, specifically the poo of bats and seabirds, like penguins. Some species of penguin, like the Humboldt penguin, actually use guano to build their nest. Using their claws on their feet, yes, they do have claws, they scrape out layers of soil and guano to create burrows. Now y'all know I love a bit of history, and historical records show that in the 18th century, Humboldt penguins were rather abundant along the rocky coastlines of Peru and Chile. But when the exploitation of guano began, their nesting grounds were disturbed, and thus they weren't able to successfully incubate and rear young. But you may be asking yourself, why would anyone want penguin poo? Well, guano is actually used as a fertilizer because it's very high in nitrogen, but it's also been used to manufacture gunpowder. Luckily nowadays, humans are a bit more interested in other aspects of guano, specifically scientists. In fact, researchers have identified new colonies of penguins via their guano by looking at satellite images. And other studies have actually used guano as indicators for the condition of the marine ecosystem. Now, I saved the best for last. Well, in my opinion, the power of porpoising. This is one of my favorite behaviors to see in penguins. And while technically it's more efficient to swim underwater, and believe me, penguins are absolutely fantastic at flying under the water, they do have to come up to breathe. So what do? They can come out of the water like a dolphin or a porpoise and can breathe without interrupting forward momentum. In some species, they can typically maintain speeds of 4 to 6 miles per hour while taking a breath once a minute. In the wild, porpoising has been associated with foraging activity, both getting to and from feeding sites, but also quite possibly to evade predators and confuse them. In fact, just the other day when I went to Cotswold Wildlife Park, I got to see some of their Humboldt penguins displaying this fantastic behavior. And while they weren't evading predators, it was certainly getting close to their feeding time. Leave this video a thumbs up if you love penguins and share it with someone who needs a bit more penguin in their life. To keep your adventure going, why not check out my video right here on the little blue penguin? Go and click it. I'll see you over there. Thanks so much for watching.